And welcome back to Summer Clash. We are 2 games into the day, and it's time for us to move to our winners semifinals. I am, of course, Wonder Chef, joined by Ryan Natera for the first time in a long time. I'm glad to see you here. I mean, obviously you were here before, but us together, it's been quite a while. So I'm glad that we get to do this because we are getting into some really good matches here.
I think my face is stuck.
Oh, you know what? That does tend to happen. I think you maybe need a little bit more water, or maybe you have rabies and your jaw's locked up. But we're going to be moving to Fusion versus Asticassia, and I want to talk about this team because I am very, very excited for what is essentially, well, Asticassia. First of all, they get the power up of whenever you make your team a name from Gundam, some sort of silly name like Camille Zaman's name or Matthew did nothing wrong, or
you didn't say it finish.
What? No, we'll finish it later. We'll finish it when they're actually playing. Whenever you make that, you get the power up. I don't know what it is. It's just the Gun Evo power up. But this team is the majority of what used to be Second Wind, which was a really strong team. Did well in the last showdown. Has been playing together for quite a while, but with some really key additions. They've added both. I'm sorry. Where's my my list here? So they've added Hax, who is a very, very strong player who I really, really enjoy watching. Had a lot of really good pop-off moments, even within the showdown. And then also Blue Jay. So this is a strong team altogether. I think they lost Tizim from the last time. It's really hard to keep track of who was on which team for everything, but they are a really strong team, and they are currently undefeated, within their group. So they're going to be fighting now the second seed from the other group. I believe, I can't remember which one was A and B, but this is going to be a very, very high caliber match for sure.
Right, and we're gonna have to see how that pans out. Remember, this is a double elimination bracket, so one of these teams is not going home just yet. And we're gonna get to see how that pans out. I remember this is against Asticassia and Fusion. So if anything happens, Fusion or Asticassia will be going down to fight. I believe it was Twisted Sin.
No, so the loser of this was going to fight Rizzards. It looks like they may be forfeiting. We're going to see exactly what the ruling on that is, or whatever, what exactly is happening. But that's who they would fight, because otherwise, it looks like there is some connection issues for one of their players, and things are just not looking super good for them. So hopefully they can get it all settled. So we'll see what ends up exactly happening. But Rizzards would be their opponent. Otherwise, it could be Fusion losing again and then going up against Twisted Sin. That would suck because that could be a double elimination very quickly. But Twisted Sin is going to be fighting the loser of the other winners semifinals match, which is going to be Tokyo Monkeys going up against Camille. Right. Is a man's name, and I'm a man. There we go. I see the full thing.
Yeah, we did it. He did the thing.
Right. So now
he did the thing.
We're at least all set up for what we've got coming in the future. I do believe that we're going to be doing I'm not actually sure which matches we're going to be playing today. I know we're going to be doing both of our winners semifinals matches, but then we'll see what exactly happens after that. Again, this is a 4-day event. Tomorrow's going to be our final championship, ultimate championship Sunday, and today is just going to be setting the stage for that. We're going to be sending, I'm assuming, at least one team home, but we'll see exactly how that ends up playing out. So I'm very, very excited for this game. Like I mentioned, Asticassia is a team that I'm very much looking forward to seeing. They were playing extremely well in the group stage, and they were the only ones to actually defeat Tokyo Monkeys, who we just saw with a very, very dominant performance. So just the fact that they were able to do that is a pretty big dub, I'd say, on their part, and I feel like they're probably playing together real well. They're a strong team of strong players that have been playing together for quite a while now.
Right, and you know what? For strong teams and strong players, I think we should do our part, right, Chef? To kind of support them, and you can do so by actually going to the chat right now, going !matchreno, and just doing the little bit of things they can do. Free stuff, right? Free money coming in so long as you sign up and click a simple button. It's all set and ready to go just like that.
It is. And so the other thing that's ready to go are the picks and the band's Ministry of Defense picks. No way. Talk about another map that I am not expecting to see. That one, I mean, it's okay. I love that map in a weird way, but this is going to be very, very interesting. Mountain R&D, very expected. And then Thermal Plant means that we're going to potentially have a double domination map. There's going to be a lot of brawls if we do end up getting into the, well, I mean, even if we don't end up getting to the third map, but especially if we do, I I'm excited, though, to start talking about Ministry of Defense because this is, again, one of those maps that we did not have in the competitive pool for a very, very long time. It is a very strange map. I think we did see it picked once. Maybe it was at Showdown or something like that, but this defense, especially on the first point, is very, very strange. It's a not a usual map. You have to have some unique strategies, but it does look like it was picked by Asticassia, so we will see if they've got some strats in the bag for it.
Right, and you know what? That is going to be it. But I do have a question for you before we jump into the games anytime soon, Chef, and that is, which team are you going for?
I mean, I don't know if I'm rooting for any team, but I think this is going to be a really good match regardless. Again, I do believe that Tizim's on Fusion, right? And I think Tizim was part of Second Wind before, so there is a little bit of a story, sorry, chat, tell me if I'm wrong. Everybody switched teams so much in the lifetime of Gun Evo that it is so hard to follow it all.
The art of misdirection.
It is very confusing, but I do believe that at least when they played in Showdown as Second Wind, Tizim it's basically everybody that was on that team except for Tizim is back on this team. So that is going to be interesting to kind of play against somebody that you were with. And I don't know. That's really all I've got going into this. I think both these teams are great, right? Fusion was second seed, only losing to Camille out of their group, and an undefeated team on the side of Asticassia.
I mean, all these teams definitely deserve a spot here. They fought their hearts out for 2 days, waited an entire week to be back here fully refreshed. I don't think any of them don't deserve a spot here, and this is definitely 100% going to be a good fight. If it was anything like the last few matches we had, we know this is going to be some high-level play for sure. And coming into the first map, which is Ministry of Defense, we're hoping to see when we can get into it ASAP, but I would like to see what picks we've got going for it. I mean, Ministry of Defense is quite the interesting map, like you're saying, and I want to know what you think are going to be picked up. Any suits and join, chat?
Yeah, well, definitely Flyers have been pretty infamously good on that map. And nice. I do think, yeah, anybody who can fly. So I do think that we're probably going to be seeing some picks of Zeta, which has been working out very well so far throughout the day. I mean, there's only one way we're going to find out, and that's going to be actually getting into it. So let's get this match set up. We're going to be going I can't believe I'm saying this, Ministry of Defense, when we come back from this short break, as we're going to watch Asticassia and Fusion battle it out for the first map of their winners semi-set.
surprised. Because we're going into this next game. How is everyone doing? Chef, how are you doing as we go into this next game?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to see how this plays out. Yeah, you can see the honestly everybody but you predicting that Asticassia might have a little bit of a heads up here. But hey, I mean, the first seed, it makes sense. They are just playing really, really strong. Of course, Second Wind being very, very close to resetting the bracket. They were the team that got second in the showdown, so clearly they're the I would say like the team that has placed the highest as far as a full team here today. Now we're here at Ministry of Defense. No, I'm not ready, guys. Please. Why is Teasin? I need blank. All right, everybody. What do you think the 4-letter censored word that Teasim needs is? Can we guess?
I'm thinking food.
Wait, actually, I think chat's about to all get banned. But all right, 10 seconds left. Let's see what we've got here. Teasim is going to be on the Dynamis. We are going to see. Oh my gosh, this is going to be really weird if we end up seeing the team named. Named VCI against VCQY that isn't named that. I don't know.
Oh, we got the game time thing. Hey, look, we got the thing now. Fusion versus Asticassia. And of course, now we're getting into the fray here. This entire canyon is completely shrouded in fire, and they've got to make it work here. Now knocked off the account immediately. Team trying to follow up, but there's no avail. MCM almost getting knocked off the account, and Kurt trying to follow up, but to no avail. Everyone's hiding around that corner, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, but oh, look at this. Oh, there was actually already a Mega Charge almost going down there on B. So we do see the Zeta, by the way, may I note. I do think that's going to be a big part of how this map goes. The flyers are so good. You can fly literally from your spawn door to the like Mega Charge site with basically one flight. Maybe not quite with Zeta. It does have a little bit of a shorter flight time than Methis or Ashamar, but regardless, the idea is still there. And the waypoint was taken, so that's going to be a good first kind of spot here for Asticassia, who is on the offense, but Red Protocol getting picked pretty quickly from the sky, air to air, and we'll see where they can manage to try and get this first push into play.
Just flying is such a menace in the sky here. I do not know what else to say other than that. Look at that once again. But getting shot out of the sky like that little mosquito that it is, just trying to get swatted out there, but to no avail, just being annoying and just causing so much havoc on the other side.
Oh, this is a big win altogether. The fact that it's on A right now, the A and B are very, very different here, but A is very hard to get the defuse on. You can see how out in the open it is. There's literally like 6 different angles you can hold to try and defend against somebody who's trying to defuse there. A lot of times we do see it be very, very important to have a Hyperion to be able to shield whoever is defusing, because you can't just pick off everybody. They run back by the time you catch them all. So already really good stuff looking for Asticassia. There is no Hyperion on the other side, and also the numbers on the advantage for Asticassia. So I would say they're probably going to be taking this unless something huge turns around.
I don't really think anything huge is going to turn around just yet. I mean, you do have a G maneuver on standby here on the side of Jet's flying, but I don't think he's going to pump it just yet. I mean, everyone else is just holding on to it. We'll see CTZ also waiting for his Trans Ambient, but to no avail as you do see the Mega Charge basically taken out for the side of Asticassia.
Yeah, if you can get that down, especially on A, like I mentioned, it is very hard to stop. So now A and B, very, very different on Ministry of Defense. We got the stat that we haven't seen this in tournament. I was wrong. I literally saw it so little that I forgot that it was in the competitive map pool. We haven't seen it since November of last year. That is wild. So yeah, B is a very, very different point. It's going to be much closer range. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe, especially like once some of these juniors are used, stuff like the Dynamis being switched off, which was used. We'll see if Teasin maybe flexes over to something that's a little bit more close range. Nope. Gonna be sticking confident. Oh yeah, they actually did it right after I said it. Go to RX-78. Yeah, caster curse. And the waypoint. Okay, the waypoint is gigantic here. This is also why flyers is so important. You can fly over the little wall between the waypoint and the bomb sites, and you really need the waypoint to be able to attack this site effectively.
Yeah, and as you do see exactly what you're saying here, I mean, they're gonna do some bit of maneuvering around here, a little bit of a cheap maneuvering. But look at Juice, a little tunnel here, just going straight down the middle, the bullets are flying, and nothing is getting cut off with it.
Oh yeah, this is a really good defense here from Fusion. This is looking like they might be able to get the retake. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Kirk. Oh no! That is, wait, no, all part of the plan, all part of the plan. Accidentally landed on a target. You know, we take those. There's definitely
it's a hero landing. It's hero landing. He got exactly where he needed.
Yeah, no, honestly though, that was really unfortunate because then they didn't have enough players to retake that waypoint, and some G maneuvers were popped. Now look at this, 4 G maneuvers up on the side of Asticassia. Looks like the funnels are being used by Exponent just to start things off. Well, that was weird. I don't know what just happened right there. Stuck in the lift, apparently. But this is going to be a really good opportunity for this Mega Charge to go down once they use these G maneuvers in this push.
They have a good chance at this. I mean, they're planting the Mega Charge once again, trying to do something about it, and they've got it. Now, all they need to do is hold this point down. You were saying that A is completely different from B, and I can absolutely see that. It's not an open airspace like you said, but still a pretty wide margin and room to like fly around and take corners.
Ooh, this is a retake. That's really good, actually. Oh, but the disarm looks like it might go off. I'm sure if anybody's there to stop it, no. So they did trade the retake on the waypoint for the disarm on the bomb. But the fact that they got any sort of mileage here is pretty good. Looks like they're actually just replanning on B, which is going to be the lower level too. Chaotic not quite able to get that follow-up right there.
Unfortunate. But as we do see again another fight coming in soon, a little bit on the lower end, and he's able to chase down and knock down for the count. Kill is on the head, Hades is popped off, and they're gonna try and make a very strong retake, but no! Nothing happens from that. Buddy comes for a corner, takes one, and now he's looking for the second one. Goes in for it and goes and defends it as they're able to hold on to that side. He's disarming the Mega Charge there.
Right, even with the Super Napalm being used by Mono, that was still, they were able to get that. Again, though, there is just, like, the more time you get, it's big, because a lot of times you won't even be able to get to this point. So this is not looking like the worst thing in the world for Asticassia, but this is looking like Fusion's really found their footing to defend here, and they are just playing this close range game a little bit better. The Zaku 2 ranges are definitely dueling a lot here, and that's one of the biggest suits, in my opinion, for this point, because there's so much mobility here. But I mean, this is just a weird side. B, there's verticality to it, there's like flanks to it, but it's just all one big building, so there's just a whole lot to think about.
It's just a beautiful world you want to play. That's where that works, right? And as we do see them trying to hold on to the Mega Charge again, trying to make some hay here. Giant maneuver folding on before here, giving some time to hit, but they only pick up one, and that's it.
Sorry to point it out, Nihal, but getting taken out by their own grenade right there, which is a little bit unfortunate. And again, we've got a lot of G maneuvers being built up. It seems like the strategy for Asticassia was to build as many G maneuvers as possible and then go for one final push, because yeah, that's all they can do. On the other side, though, we do have jets flying with that. So well, with nothing, because you're
wow,
dead.
That's a triple right there.
Nice, yeah, Chaotic. Such an incredible, one of the best marked players in the world for sure. Being able to use that very, very well. And look at that, a full team kill. This is going to be, they get to decide where they're planting. They're going to go for B. It's going to be on the lower side. Might be a little bit easier for them to get back to. Now, the big thing is there's still 4 G maneuvers on the side of Asticassia, but it looks like we're going to see jets flying using the Zeta one and not getting that much mileage out of it. I think that really needs to be the way to get back into this. I know, okay, X-Men is popping funnels, and Amano's going to be popping the Super Napalm as well.
Ooh, and this is not looking good as they try to go back and forth here. The Bombard's got out of town here, going down with 50, and another pick there. 3 pick! What am I even thinking? MCM is also going down for the count, but just in time, able to save his teammate with a little bit of reinforcements here. But now they have to take this fight here, and now before they get anyone prepared and back on the fight, they have to just retake this one more time. Not allowing them this up is going to be crucial here. MCM is just holding the fort down with the entire team. Everyone's up, they have 2 G maneuvers, and that kind of spells the game for them. What could they have possibly done, even if they return to that building? Like, there was nothing they can do with G maneuvers up on standby. This defense looked really good for them.
It did. I mean, I think that was what, about, oh, so you can actually see it, 78.7%, so that's pretty good altogether, but Fusion was holding on so well, especially considering the fact that they kind of got, I don't want to say run over, but they very quickly lost the first point, right? But again,
They slipped.
Yeah, and that does happen, especially if you, like I said, if you give up A on the first point, that does tend to happen for sure. We can see the damage numbers here. Neo Nile, miles above everybody else. Really, really good stuff, but this was a close back and forth brawl. Just Neo Nile definitely taking the numbers there. And I gotta say, here goes MCM. Really cool to see here in the tournament, playing very, very well. Definitely a player that I've run into on ranked plenty of times and know well, but they're really showing off. I think that was a really good showing. I think both of these Zaku 2 ranged players that we have in that last game are extremely strong, right? Hax and your girls MCM, they've been showing off of like what they can do with these suits for quite a while, and it just came down to the fact that, I mean, they weren't quite able to close it out, but still, that's about as close as you could possibly get.
I mean, that's why you gotta support them. I mean, like, you know what? If you have time, right now, you have a few seconds before we get into the match, go to match, you know, and give them a little bit more of a boost into their little prize pot here.
That's right. One of these teams, I think, stands a really good chance of making it for sure into the money. Well, actually, I think they might be guaranteed into the money. It's Fusion. All right, you're calling that right now.
I'm calling it again. I'm calling it again. You know.
We got the shot.
Stay with the underdogs, and they're looking good.
They are looking quite strong. Let's see how well they can make their offense happen, though. It's going to be a pretty different type of strategy here. We are going to see the Zetas on both sides. Chaotic, of course, still going to be on that bar, but it's going to not quite get the first smash here. Looks like Kirk just barely getting out of there. Chaotic, though, going down right on top of the Haro health pack. Really unfortunate, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade as Kirk eventually does go down as well. You see, this is the difficult thing about this point is that there are like 3 different angles that you can be attacking the Mega Charge site from. It's very difficult to play defense here for a really long time without just literally sitting on the bomb side. Wow, 3 picks really, really quickly inside of Asticassia.
Oh, Kirk is on alone and he's knocked out just like that. I did not love to see that as they're able to now just push in for a free pick and a chance at Mega Charge. I mean, it's slowly inching their way in, and look at that G maneuvers a lot higher on the side of Asticassia, and Fusion is a little bit acting high, and this one's getting picked left and right here. Might be able to pull it back.
All right, well, I want to see the comms of what's going on here on the offense, so let's take a listen, and if we can, to Fusion, because they are going to have to coordinate this push to find where they're going to get this first plant in. Let's take a listen to what they've got going on.
Send us in.
Reset!
He's one, I headshot him.
Oh, he grabbed Havoc.
Aw, bro.
This dead.
I'll come with that.
You gotta throw your axe or
Pale
something.
one, absolute!
I didn't have it at them.
It's okay, reset. They're gonna go for waypoint, just don't die, okay.
Yeah, we need a hold for waypoint
No,
right
it's
now.
not. Just hold way.
They're going for relay.
They're going for real. Go, spawn main, if you die, spawn main.
Ashmar
Spawn
dead.
main, take left side height, spawn main, take left side height.
Oh, man.
No, we need to regroup. We're staggering. We're trying to push in.
Yeah, you guys aren't shooting back. Just chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna
You
say
guys are
just
just
chill.
dodging
Someone dead!
bullets for some reason.
We go height.
Oh, I
We
see
said
fucking Troy then in front of me. Left side height, push now, go!
I'm all thing.
They're playing more back.
Can we push? Can we push?
Push up!
Tail.
Orb weak.
Stick waypoint.
The enemy has captured the waypoint.
Okay, I think that may be the end there. That is, somebody was really hype. I couldn't recognize voices exactly. It's definitely a little bit quiet for me, just listening to it, but wow, they are for sure into it. I love hearing the comms. That is definitely one of the coolest things that you can end up hearing. But, I mean, they still need to make this push, right? They still need to make it happen. They've gotten a lot of, like, picks. They've got a lot of teamfight essentially wins, but they just haven't gotten this Mega Charge down. So I just don't know exactly what they're going to be able to do here. Oh, this land is going to be huge. That lands on 4 members, but there's a stun in return, and they do actually get picked. That is such a great way to stop things from the side of Asticassia. But there was, in fact, a kind of sneaky plant on the B bomb site right there. Now, it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of members available to stop it. There's 40 seconds left. All that we need to see is Asticassia just hold on for a little bit longer. And Chaotic also, has the Barb G maneuver. That could be everything. But on the other side, Jets has the Zeta G maneuver. Oh, but that's assuming there's anybody to even follow it up.
We've successfully captured the waypoint.
I apologize, it seems I have maneuvered a JJ and completely mute my mic, but I'm back, and yeah, you're absolutely right, Chef, and they're able to retake that very convincingly, and they're able to push in just like that. Very convincing, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, they're nowhere close to making any sort of return here, even if they push in. I think this one seals the deal right here.
It certainly looks like it does. A very strong win. I mean, Fusion, see, that's what I was talking about. Clearly, this is a weird map where even if you are close in skill, sometimes you just can't find those moments. And the biggest difference here, I mean, we can see how well Fusion held in point B against Asticassia, but the biggest difference was how fast Asticassia got the first site, the first plant, right? And then just ran with that. Because after that, it was just entirely their game. All they were just able to build up a little bit of like safety percentage on the second site, and then past that, all they had to do was just hold, right? And defense is going to be a big deal here. So I would say it's like a, I don't want to say there's no such thing. I don't know if there is. There clearly is. There's like defense-sided maps, but this one, it's whenever you're defending the first site, it is good. And sometimes that means you're the attacker, right? Sometimes when the attacker gets the plant, it's good for them because they're the ones now defending that site. So if you can't ever get into that position, it's tough life. And Asticassia, they're looking good. They're going to take the full first map.
And that's fantastic on their end. Asticassia definitely looking strong. But I will stay the course. I believe in the Fusion. I am a Fusion fan. If there are a million fans, I'm one of them. You know how that one goes.
I do know how that one goes for sure. Hey, I'm a fan of all these teams, to be honest. These teams, the fact that they've stuck around for this long, kept Gundam Evolution alive for as long as it has been. I'm a big fan of all these teams and all these players, and I'm just enjoying the fact that we get to watch them. But I do feel like Fusion was honestly very, very close within that game. Again, it's just inches can turn into miles, especially on Ministry of Defense. That's a very, very strange map to actually see. Again, production told me that we haven't seen it since November, which is a very, very long time. That's like, I don't even know. I mean, that was the Gundam's Grace, the like Thanksgiving themed tournament. Gosh, I think that was actually only the second tournament I did for this, which was really cool. I think Halloween Havoc was my first. So just looking back in time, thinking about it, and we can now see why we probably don't see it quite as much. But hey, if you have confidence on the weird maps, clearly we've seen two weird maps be, I don't want to say full shutouts, but they've gone very well for the teams that have picked them in the form of Missile Base and Ministry of Defense so far today. So we can see, and why don't you run us through exactly how well it worked as far as damage?
I mean, damage across the board is looking at around a 25k, average, and we get to see, especially Chaotic. I mean, we're doing a fantastic job doing damage on the Barbato, and it's great to see all around. But of course, I want to actually highlight once again Kirk. Kirk was definitely making the plays and forcing a lot of fights for his team, allowing them to engage a lot. We didn't see a lot of damage coming in, not the top frag for sure, but definitely helping, allowing the entire team of Fusion to make plays. But on the side of Asticassia, they knew what they were doing and they were able to just lock them down left and right. And basically, from that point on, Kirk was just basically locked down to like this little box where he couldn't move, and that kind of hurt the entire team.
Yeah, we can also look at Neonile, of course, like leading the damage for the entire game by quite a bit, despite the fact that Fusion did not win that one. I mean, Amano still, it was like 4k damage below. Not that it was like not a good job, but Neonile just doing an amazing, amazing job altogether on the damage, also leaving kills for their team, of course. But just together in general, I gotta shout out once more Hacks, a player that I really, really love watching. Also switching over to the RX-78, which is pretty interesting. Not the first. Okay, so I don't understand this, right? Originally, we used to watch Arrow all the time, AERO, the player, I was like, why is this player playing Zaku ranged and just Gundam RX-78 too? I was like, there's no connection between these two suits, and then now we're seeing Hacks doing the same thing. I don't understand it. Maybe there's a connection aside from the fact that they're just both from the original Gundam, and it's just a classic matchup. I just do not understand the gameplay. One of them is very kind of slow paced and like straight shots and headshots. The other one is just like, I'm just gonna zoom around and just, I don't know, shoot the heck out of you. But regardless, the switch ended up working, and that is going to be game one for Asticassia. They need one more to advance into the winners finals. Well, we're going to see if that's going to happen or not as we get set up for our next game. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to be moving to a little bit less of a weird map in Asticassia versus Fusion. Down there on B. So we do see the Zeta, by the way, may I note. I do think that's going to be a big part, though. I would say they're probably going to be taking this unless something huge turns around. Oh, yeah, they actually did it right after I said it. Go to RX-78. Yeah.
Oh, nothing happened from that. Buddy come for a corner, takes one, and now he's looking for the second one. Holds in for it, and goes on to the second one. Trying to take some safe Giant was holding on.
And so we do have jets flying with that. So with nothing because you're
Wow, that's a triple right there. Ooh, and it's not looking good. Trying to go back and forth here. The Bomba got out of count here, going down to 50, and another pick there. 3 picks. What am I even thinking? And
so I just don't know exactly what they're going to be able to do here. Oh, if this can land, it's going to be huge. That lands on 3 members, 4 members, but there's a stun in return, and they do actually get picked. That is such a great way to stop things.
I think this one seals the deal right here.
It certainly looks like it does.
And welcome back everyone! We are back with our second match, Asticassia versus Fusion. If you're just tuning back in, we are with Asticassia having one game up in this set for our quarterfinal bracket. Fusion needs to win too, they want to bounce up here, but other than that, we're gonna look at the comps. Once again, I'm Nitera and I'm with Chef, the Wonder Chef himself.
That's right, and we can actually take a look at X-Minute now because I do see that in my PayPal his payment did go through, so definitely allowed to talk about that Suzabi. Great drip, by the way. I'm excited for this chaotic on the Susanoo. Whoa, I am really excited to see that actually. We barely got a chance to see what these picks are going to be. Nothing too strange aside from that, but we are going to see currently, looks like we've got Jets flying sitting on the RX-78, which has been really putting a lot of work for a lot of teams so far. I'm not sure if they meant to jump down right there, but you know what? Sometimes you just end up where you don't exactly want to be. We are starting off at A, so that high ground is going to be huge. Red Vertical running all the way back in, despite being at full life, so I'm not exactly sure what the strategy was there as well, but we do have Fusion holding this first point as it begins.
Right, and I mean, I don't have much to say on my end, but this is definitely going to be quite the contest here, as they've already gotten the advantage on side A, and they're going to try and make it work. We have SDM down, which it might be time to go in for the fight here. Sing Shang Swarm, the swords coming in, and they are not getting anything so far yet. They've got to wait a little bit more going in, and unfortunately not making it out.
Oh, just flying all the way up. Oh, team's gonna get hunted down by that laser. Rookie this time gonna be the one that's on the Zeta. And honestly, gets kind of picked in pretty quickly. We're pretty even as far as things go here. Fusion did manage to get the retake. They're gonna be up by just about 15% if they manage to hold this the whole way. It does look like with where they're holding, yeah, they're definitely gonna be holding this the whole way. Kiata going down as well. Hax is gonna get one pick, and they're actually gonna get a few picks altogether on the side of Asticassia against Fusion. So I think they're just going to be repositioning towards C, even though they are currently still fighting quite a bit on A. There's going to be a pretty good run back now, I think, for most of Fusion.
Well, I mean, think about it this way, if both teams are still fighting it out and they still get a reposition, then that's pretty good, because now both of them will have quite an even advantage when it comes to it. But it does definitely seem that one team is ahead of the other, and that's not looking good when you have the high ground and you're just sitting down there waiting for a turn.
Ooh, look at this. The big regroup on the side of Fusion. They know that they're not going to be the first ones to get this, but oh my gosh, chaotic! Peeking out for one split second and saying, nope, never mind. Oh, there's going to be a pick, though. Your girl's MCM going to be going down. Fusion might have to wait and regroup one more time just before they can get this full push. Just these single picks is big. Oh, we're actually going to see the two on both sides. Everybody's stunned. Nobody's surviving. No, it looks like most of the team from Asticassia was actually on the side, on the low ground, and most of the team that was on Fusion actually did get stunned by that G maneuver. So gigantic coming out of Wiki right there. That is going to be basically a full team wipe, and they've got one more push. They need to make an awkward decision here, though. Now 20 seconds left. Do you try to go for C, or do you reposition to get A preemptively? That's just kind of the name of the game on Mountain R&D always.
Oh yeah, you know what? Haven received out after that G maneuver, and of course recognized as well for skillful play. They're gonna try and make another comeback after that one. I do not know how, but with the full team together, they might be able to make a very astounding push here forward. But they're gonna change to A, so it might be time to just try it out. The Papa trying to take headway out of here, and of course, looks like they all regrouping it back for side A.
Yeah, we do see a mono here with the Super Napalm. This could be a good spot to use it, honestly. Probably not quite yet, right? You don't want to pop... Oh, just kidding. How about exactly right now? Yeah, no, they definitely want that preemptive positioning. It's not going to catch anybody, but it is going to hit in a spot where it's going to cut off a lot of the team, and it did allow a little bit of aggression from the side of Asticassia, but maybe not quite enough of a follow-up. And now, actually, we're going to see Jets flying, going for the same exact thing, and landing, yeah, they're kind of in the same exact spot. They just want to cut off people from being able to get onto the site, and it did work, as Fusion's going to be the first one to take A.
Well, watch that whip, but there's no nay-nay from that one, as you're unable to make any hit with that. But the team did hold up, and all on their own. Now they're just holding it on all by themselves here, 3-2. You do see the swords coming in once again, trying to make something happen, but doesn't find it smart. In fact, just taking free damage all over and over again. Now he finds someone, but I think he's not counted.
Ooh, I'm really excited that Chaotic's on this suit, by the way. I am a big fan. I feel like I might be playing a lot this season.
You're not the only one.
yeah, no, I mean, Chaotic, of course, like I mentioned, really real well-known Bard player, but being able to see this little bit of flexibility, getting on more mid-range damage, very cool to see. Regardless, Asticassia not going to be able to close it out on A. It's going to go back to B, which is a really awkward final spot. And this can actually be really tough for Fusion. I think it's a little bit more tough if you've got to hold one spot for the rest of the game if it's B. But they are going to have to. They're not going to allow almost any percent for Asticassia, or they lose at this point.
Yeah, and that's exactly the biggest problem they have right now. They're going to have to try to make it happen, but It's gonna be hard. Now coming for the corner, Chaotic is trying to make a fight here. MCML is coming out, and I do not like the sound that she's the 2 runs away.
1 minute
Very good.
remaining.
See if they can take any other hit waves from that. But it looks like they are taking this for themselves. Asticassia is in like 8, like 9, 8 pounds, but I don't think it's extra time in overall. But again, Start is gonna lose the cheap over here, and now they're trying to take a fight. But Chaotic's not able to make anything happen. The swords are not connecting as he moves in, but MCM is now out of count, and they're able to take a team kill, forcing the game to end. Asticassia taking this first round.
Wow, what a coordinated defense right there.
Tell
That
me
is
about
beautiful. That is a big reason why it can be so good to play Susanoo on this map in particular, is that you can chunk down these hallways and hit multiple people. Speaking of Toto in chat, shout outs to Toto. I think Toto called the disc the pizza and the ball the takoyaki. I think that's what she called it. So I've been calling it that for a while, but definitely the pizza can just absolutely chunk. It does a ton of damage. Like we can actually see right here, just as far as damage goes. Well, actually, no, Chaotic was not that high, but I was expecting it to be a little bit higher. Did really well though. Wiki though, my goodness, doing extremely well. That one big G maneuver from the Zeta was gigantic.
That was beautiful. I saw the streaks of red, and I saw all 6 sitting down there waiting for something to happen, and unfortunately for them, it did happen. A complete team wipe from that.
Yeah, that was kind of the winning moment. But one more match, or one more round, I should say, here on Mountain R&D, and Asticassia is moving forward to our winners finals. Very excited to see. Not going to be easy though. Fusion is putting up a great fight.
Underdog story once again. Fusion, you have my vote, but you gotta get this one out of the way first. And right now we're seeing them do it. Almost taking off the little mosquito in the corner right there, and another one flying up.
Oh, wait, I don't even know what that was. The animation was like weird. It looked like a melee, but we just saw it caught it for just a split second. All right, but Asticassia really dominating here. Hack's the only one down on their side, and we've got both Jets flying and Kirk down, and now Neo-Nile down as well on the side of Fusion. You can see C starting off the game is being taken by Asticassia. It goes MCM getting hunted down as well. I think we need to see Fusion get kind of a big reset. Currently, they're still trapped in some weird, awkward spots. The pizza being charged. Oh, look at that. And the takoyaki just trying to get a little bit more damage, landing on them in their spawn, but they're just sitting there. They're trying to get a pick before they get their big push in. They've got time left to actually get a significant amount of points on A, so I do think they're going to go for that.
Oh, I don't really like how they're getting so much points on that. Even if they want to try and maybe at least top one for them, right? And we'll see LeBomba getting nicked just a little bit, but at the very least, it's not out of count. The whole team is there together now, but again, that's like, no, like, Jet's flying is going in and taking out so much damage. It's like that. Not allowing them to go out, and LeBomba is now out for the count.
3 members of that team playing under different names. Just saying Fusion, not nice to casters.
Thank you.
They got less than 1% at the end of that. Oh, they got, was it 0.5%? I actually can't even see.
0.5%.
It is 0.5%. Okay, yeah. They managed to get less than 1%. Now we're going back over to A. This one's definitely been like an AC more than we expect. Chaotic building up a little bit more damage. Also, of course, building shields when you can start running away with things with Susanoo. Oh, that looks like it actually hit. Looks like, yeah, Chaotic did finally get a pick there. Yeah, with and that's going to mean, like I mentioned, that's more and more shields, so you just can start running away with things. Sees him using the shield on the RX-78, but with Susanoo really close, you got to back up, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, the RX is doing their thing. I will be the IDK, and I will carry on thinking of how they can potentially take this site A back once again. They have 40 seconds on the clock, and it looks like they're able to push this bit by bit. But however, Jet's flying is a little bit ticked down, it's a bit lower than half, but they have 2 teams in this game. Everyone's trying to get something in, and then pushing it forward. But he's quite a little bit of a strike here, and he's going to do the lead.
Oh, that was a big chunk. Actually, very, very low, but I don't know if that was actually a true follow-up to that G maneuver right there. It goes MCM very, very low. I mean, that was a really nice one. I understand how juicy that was. It did, but just while that was happening, too many other members, I think, of Fusion went down. Chaotic's finally going down, and Mono's extremely low, but nobody to threaten, so that is going to be healing back up, and we are looking close to a perfect. Going back over to C one more time, and that is really good for Asticassia. They're going to be able to jump immediately over, get that high ground, They're just going to have to hold for a little bit longer. Oh, the pull! That's huge. X-Men going down. Then actually, both teams losing their Sotheby's. Their front lines are completely crushed. This could be a big brawl. That's going to be really good for, I mean, especially I think the, oh my gosh, the Zeta. I'm still trying to remember the name because now there's going to be a big G1 potential, and that we are going to see it actually from that side. And that's going to be 3 follow-ups as C is about to open. 11% is all that's needed, and Fusion does not have time to regroup. They have to start running there. They have to make it on the point to extend it.
They have to conquer line it. I don't think there's anything else we can do about it. But can we talk about the response to the G maneuver, going back into 1-for-1 and they were able to walk out. Got 3 kills as well.
Can we talk about how they're pushing them into their spawn as the
Yes, we
looking
can,
so
Jeff, we
good. I'm so excited that we got to see Chaotic on the Susanoo WoW. Again, we haven't had any tournaments on Breakout Esports since Susanoo WoW has come out. We haven't had too many tournaments except for Breakout. I'm sorry, Breakout. Oh my gosh, there's too many names here. Except for the I don't know. Forget it. The point is, the point is we haven't had very many tournaments with Susanoo WoW. So, except for Crosshair League, I guess that's true. Crosshair League as well. We haven't seen all that much, and I was excited to see Chaotic play it very well, as we do expect to see from Chaotic on pretty much any option that they choose to play. But Asticassia, we can see a reason why they were undefeated in their group, staying undefeated as they're going to move into winners finals, guarantee themselves a top 3 spot.
Definitely felt like Fusion was always on the attacking side to some extent. Even as defenders, they were the ones trying to make some level of play, knowing that, you know, maybe they are still the weaker group in against Asticassia, right? So they were trying to make plays for it, throw the G maneuvers out, something to make it work. When the Super Napalm was out, they responded with a Super Napalm. When they tried to pop into Hades, we saw what happened there. They were basically just getting countered over and over again, and it's just not favorable for them. Fusion definitely had an upper hand in that, but Chef, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think that, you know, their aggressive playstyle in the end worked out for them once they adapted.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I still feel like it was close. I feel like that last round just did not go well for them. I felt like every other situation that we had throughout this entire, set, I guess, like they felt like Fusion was really putting up a fight, but they just weren't able to kind of find their groove. It kind of felt like they were losing it over the course of this set a little bit, and they just need to pick it back up, and definitely they can. This is still the winner's bracket. They still have a chance to fight back for sure. We can see though how the damage went, and look at that Wiki, so far and above everybody else with a 16 KD, also a mono with a 27 KD. But I gotta point this out, we have seen, usually Zeta is pretty strong because it has a really strong G maneuver, because it can have some utility, but we don't usually see it as by far the highest damage in a game. This is the first time that I've really seen one pop off, and definitely at the hands of Wiki.
Right. And I also want to note that there's a lot of players that are making plays here. I would like to note that the two that I really caught on to was from X-Men and Jet, right? Because they were the ones who were definitely sitting down at the front and holding the fort. And you can definitely see that it made a difference. Whenever Jet was down, you could see them pushing in from the side of Asticassia or the side of X-Men. Whenever X-Men was down, Fusion was definitely making a lot more hitways. And as well as Gold MTN pushing in for a lot of control in the area, you know, it was just a massacre every single time we saw either side throw a napalm or had their suddenly go down.
Yeah, the fact that we had such similar comps from both of these teams meant that it was a really interesting, like you mentioned, like kind of counter to like your own options type situation. But honestly, I mean, the entire team of Asticassia playing extremely well. There's some members we haven't talked about. Red Protocol, of course, extreme MVP, doing a huge amount of damage and really playing the flanks really well. Hacks as well, being in all the right spots. And yeah, just every single member, I guess I already did talk about Hacks, but every single member of that team, they're playing extremely solid together. I think this is probably the best that they've all really looked, and there's a reason why they're now guaranteed in that top 3 spot. So congratulations once again to them. Fusion, you've got a tough path, so that does mean that Fusion is going to be moving down, and I believe we guaranteed now, unfortunate that Wizards of Oz have unfortunately forfeit, so it does mean that there will be basically a free win for Fusion down in the losers bracket. It looks like there were some issues with some of the like connections, some weather knocked out some internet stuff, and it's unfortunate. You hate hate to see it happen. Definitely been happening a lot to a lot of people recently with the strange weather that we've all been having. I just got hit by a hurricane in SoCal in the middle of the summer. Weird stuff. But that does mean that we're setting up for some future matches. So just a few more matches today. We're going to continue with the Gundam Evolution games when we get right back from the short break. Yeah, they're definitely going to be holding this the whole way. Kieta going down as well. Hax is going to get one pick, and they're actually going to get a few picks altogether on the side just before they can get this full push. Just these single picks is big. Oh, we're actually going to see the damage on both sides. Everybody's stunned. Nobody's surviving. No, it looks like most of the team from Asticassia won't quite yet, right? You don't want to pop that. Oh, just kidding. I'm like, exactly right now. Yeah, no, they definitely want that preemptive positioning. It's not going to catch anybody, but it is going to hit in a spot.
8, 9, 8 hard, but I don't think it's exercises overall, but again, not out of control. The whole team there together now, but again, that's like still Jet's flying damage is like that. Not allowing them to go out, and the bomba is now south on the count.
They're just gonna have to hold for a little bit longer. Oh, the pull, that's huge. X-Men going down. Remember the name, because now it's gonna be a big G-Rover potential, and we're gonna see it actually from that side, and that's gonna be.
But going back in 1-for-1 anyway, and walk out.